Alright, on today's video, we are back with part 2 of the DNT NVMD-C200 multi-use optic. So let's get right into this. Now, if you've just stumbled on this video and you have not watched part 1, I suggest you go back and watch that first before you watch this video. And I will have a playlist available for this optic because this is going to be a 4-part series. Now, what we're going to do in today's video is go over the specs. I'm going to go ahead and roll those in on the screen and you can pause it and check it out. And then we're going to dive into the controls on this. This optic is pretty simple to use once you take a little bit of time to learn it. We're going to go over all the buttons, and then we're going to dive into the menu, and I'm going to show you how to navigate that. And then we'll talk a little bit about the Android or Apple app that you can download depending on which device you have. And then in the next 2 videos, we're going to get this out to the range, and we're going to try it in all 4 different modes. All right, now we're going to dive into the buttons and the controls on the optic. Now, all your buttons and your control are on the very top of the optic. But if you look on this side, there is a cap. You're going to turn this cap counterclockwise, and that is going to expose the USB Type-C port. And this is how you are going to transfer your videos from the optic over to your computer. Now, DNT does recommend that you do not charge the battery with this port. And in part 1, I showed you that it does come with 2 batteries and a separate charger for both batteries. On this side of the optic, you've got a cap here. You're going to twist this counterclockwise, and this is how you change out the battery in the optic. Now, I've got the optic on right now. This is your power button. You're going to hold this for a couple seconds. It's going to turn on, and a blue light is going to come on. To turn it off, you're going to push the button, but you're going to have to hold it down. It takes about 3 seconds, and then the light will shut off, letting you know that it's off. And the button right behind here is your record button. You just tap this button, and it will record in 1920 by 1080p. Now, out here on the front, you do have a focus ring, and this is super smooth. And you can really dial in the image of what you're looking at. And here on the back, you have an adjustable diopter. And now this right here is pretty much what controls everything. This is a turn knob, but it does have a button in the center. Now, if you're using this as a night vision scope or a magnifier or even a clip-on, this button in the middle, you will do quick taps on this because it has 6 brightness level settings. So you'll just tap it and it'll go 1 through 6 on the brightness level. Now for your zoom, you're going to turn this clockwise, and that's how you're going to go from the 1 to 6 zoom. And this button is also how you access the menu. So when you want to get into the menu, you are going to push the button down and hold it, and the menu will pop up on the screen. And to navigate the menu, you're going to use the dial to go up and down, and I'm going to show you all that here in a second through the optic. Now, once you're in the menu mode and you scroll down, let's say you want to switch your reticle, you're going to use your knob, turn it, go down to the reticle, and then you're going to give this a quick tap. And then it's going to bring different reticles up on the screen, and you can turn the knob to go through the reticles. And then if you want to back up and back out of that reticle menu, well, you're going to push the button down and hold it again, and it's going to back out. And you'll keep doing that until you get back into your shooting mode. It sounds complicated, but it's really easy once you learn it. Alright, now I'm showing you what I'm looking at through the optic. Now I'm using this red reticle right now. If you look over at the side to the left, this is your elevation. So I'm almost level right now, but if I pitch this down, now you can see it says -4. And if I go up, now you can see it says 1.5. Now if you look at the bottom of the screen where it's green, right now I'm on 0.5. If I tilt the gun a little bit to the right, well, now you can see we're at 2.5. Tilt it to the left, 0.5. You got a lot of great information here on the screen. Up in the top left corner, you can see where I'm recording. Over at the left, it's showing the DNT logo, and I do have the microphone on. I am not using the audio through the optic right now. I'm using my camera. And if you look over at the side, it says it's at 1x. The battery is full, and it is 12:41 p.m. Now the zoom, we're going to go back to that dial. We're going to turn it clockwise. Now we're at 2x, 3x, 4x, starting to get grainy, and 6x. I'm just shining that on a curtain here in the studio, and that is only about 8 feet away right now. And we're back to 1x. Now let's talk a little bit about the focus ring in the front. I start to turn it. Now you can see the image is not very good. We're going to turn it back and see, you can really dial that in. You can actually see all the detail in that curtain. We'll go up to 2x. So this is what I was talking about earlier. You can really dial that image in. All right, now I want to talk about your brightness level adjustments. So I told you that you're going to tap the button. Right now we're on the brightest level, which is 6. Now we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and back to 6. Now right now we're in green phosphor mode, and we're still recording. But if you want to go to a different color mode, you have 4 modes on this optic. You're going to hold the record button down. It will still record, but now we are in the white phosphor. We're going to hold it again. Now we're in full color mode. We hold it again and we go to black and white. And we hold it again and we're back to the green phosphor. Now we're going to start navigating the menu. So I told you that you have to long press the button in the middle of the knob. And now you see the menu popped up on the left side. Now the cool thing is, if you're hunting or shooting long-range targets or whatever, you're still going to be able to see what you're looking at with the menu popped up on the screen. So right now it says sight modes, and we are in scope mode. You twist the knob clockwise to drop down to that, and we're going to hit the button, just a tap, and now our 3 different modes have come up. We've got scope mode, clip-on mode, and magnifier mode. And to get down to clip-on mode, we're going to turn clockwise, and we're going to tap the button. Now you notice the reticle disappeared, because basically now we're using this in front of a scope or an LPVO. To back up, we're going to long press that button, and we're back out, and we're back in shooting mode. We're going to long press again. We're going to go down to clip-on mode. Actually, we were already on it. We're going to click it again, and now we're going to go to magnifier mode. Now this is what you're going to use if you're going to put this optic behind a red dot. Now we're going to go back to scope mode. I'm going to hit the button. Counterclockwise, we're going up to scope. And click that. There's our reticle. I'm going to long press, and we're back out of the menu. We're going to long press again. We're back in the menu. And now we're on the connection. You click this. This is going to bring up the Wi-Fi connection. Going to long press and back out of that. We're going to dive into this in the next video, but this is how you zero the optic. You click on that, and you're going to see the zeroing profiles, the freeze, the X, the Y, and the save and exit. Like I said, we're going to dive into that in the next video. And now we're going down to the reticle settings. So now we're at reticle settings. We're going to tap the button, and it's going to bring up reticles and reticle colors. We're going to click again on reticles. So now we are on the BRR BDC. There's your post, your round cross, and you can hide the reticle. And we'll go counterclockwise, go back up. We're going to long press. Now we're going to go to reticle colors. Clockwise down, tap. We got red, green, yellow. That's pretty cool. We got black and white. I actually like that white. And to go back through them and go up, you just turn counterclockwise. We're going to back out of that. We're going to long press. And we're back to the menu. This is how you're going to turn on your action camera if you want to do the flip to side. And in order to use that, you will have to upgrade to the flip to side mount. And here we have our picture-in-picture settings. So we're going to click on that. It's off right now. We can bring up another picture on the left, and you can see you have a screen over to the left side. We're going to long press. We're back out of that menu. Long press again. We're going into the menu again. We're going to go back to picture-in-picture. And as you can see, you can put that in the center or the right, and that gives you a zoomed-in image. I don't prefer using that, but it's there if you want to. Now, the picture-in-picture settings are off. We're going to turn it clockwise. This is going to bring up some other menus. Here you have recoil-activated video. We'll click on that, and you see it turned on. We'll click it again, and it's off. Now, if you decide to use this, what this will do, when you take a shot, it's going to sense the recoil, and it's going to start recording. And it's also going to record 10 seconds before you took the shot, which is pretty cool. Now we'll go down to the next menu, which is your magnification settings. You can click on that. You got 1 to 6, 1 to 3, 1 to 5. I would never use this because you can just turn the knob to go through your magnification. Same thing here. We're on green phosphor. You can click this and change it right here in the menu, but it's easier to just long press the record button to switch out of those. Our next is function settings. So we'll click this. You've got auto power off. You can turn this on and this optic will shut down, kind of like shake awake. You do have loop recording. You can turn the audio on and off. This does have a gyroscope and a compass, which you can calibrate these through the menu. We'll click on gyroscope. It's on. To back out, we're going to long press. Same with the compass. And with the screen brightness, you can adjust that from the menu. We are on level 6, but it's just easier to use the button inside the control knob. Now we're going to long press, back out of that, and this is our last menu setting. This is system settings. You click on here. This is where you're going to adjust your date and time. You can change the language, and the only thing that I really do in here is use the format. So when you click on this, it's going to bring up formatting is prohibited during recording. If we were not recording, it will ask you if you want to format the internal memory card. Going to long press, back out of that. You can also restore this right back to the default settings. This will tell you what available storage we have. Right now it says total storage 24.99. We've used a little bit of that, so we're down to 23.57. Long press, get out of that, and then this is going to give you your firmware. And that is everything in the menu. We're going to keep long pressing, and we're right back to our shooting mode. Now, I know this video was pretty boring, but the next two are going to be a lot more fun because both of those videos are going to be shot at the range. But there's a lot of videos out on this optic, and nobody's really doing a real deep dive into what all this optic can do. And that's why I wanted to do a series of videos with this. That way, if someone's thinking about picking this up, they got a comprehensive guide that they can go to and see how exactly this optic works. because this optic really is a game changer. I don't know too many optics that you can use as a night vision scope, a magnifier, and a clip-on in front of any LPVO or scope to turn it into night vision. And I'm really enjoying playing around with this optic. Now, at the beginning of the video, I told you I was going to show you that you can connect this to your phone. The DNT app is available in the Android store, and I assume it's available in the Apple store. I don't have an Apple phone. But once you get your Wi-Fi connection set up, you can see the optics right there. You're going to click on that, and down at the bottom, you got the device, your album, which is going to show you all the videos that are on here. You also can go into the ballistics and check all that information. And then you have your profile. And it's real easy to connect to your phone. This optic absolutely amazes me, especially when it's coming in at under 700 beams. Well, stay tuned. Next week we'll be releasing the third video in the series, and we'll actually be at the range having fun now that we got all this boring stuff out of the way. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.